Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the Tuesday topic. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it easy to keep up to date with transfer news, scores and stats in one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. We don't have enough people who can finish teams off in our. So you look at someone like Arsenal, who have got through the opening part of the season beating teams and getting results because they've got goal scorers, because they could score from different. They were some games defensively they looked absolutely woeful, but they rode the luck and then maybe snatched the win through their goal scorers. And I think that's something we're really missing at the moment, is the reliance of just a couple of players or just one player at a time. Whereas other clubs, even Man United, you look at Man United and go, well, they spread the goals around a little bit more than we do. And again, that would be a big thing for me for bringing players in. More players that can change the game, that can change the game on its head. You know, if we've got positions at the moment that you go, have we got someone in that position that we can really changes the game enough times? And the answer would be no. So you're already saying, there's a position you can bring someone in. You can always do better. You'll always have your favourites, but then the next year you look at it and go, you bring someone in and go, well, I don't really miss that person anymore because we've got this person.
Well, look at, if we're in direct competition with Manchester United, say for 6th place, like they're 2 points ahead of us at the moment, aren't they? We'd have gone back into 6th if we'd have won last night. So we're in direct competition with them, right? You go through their side, and I think we win a lot of that area. I think their keeper's better, but I think our defence is better than United. I think United's defence is terrible, whichever permutation you put in it. You go into midfield, I think in general, I'd probably Gomez would get in United midfield, I think, comfortably. I think at times Sigurdsson would, it depends his form, other times he wouldn't. But the real key is when you get into that final third. Would Lukaku get an Everton side? Yes, he would. Would Anthony Martial get an Everton side? Yes, he would. Would Marcus Rashford get an Everton side? Yes, he would. Would Alexis Sanchez get an Everton side? Doesn't get in United. Would he get an Everton side? Yes, he would, off the right hand side. Would Juan Mata? Yes, he would. So there's someone who we're in competition. We're talking about that final part of the pitch. I'd have all of their players.
Yeah. Right?
They might look and go, we'd have Richarlison because he's dangerous. Bernard, not sure. He's got the ability to play in a side, a top side, but does he do enough? Unsure. Would they have Walcott? Probably not. Would they have Calvert-Lewin? No. Would they have Trojan? No. So that's the top end of the pitch. The same as what you're saying about Arsenal. So that's quite clearly that's an area that we have to improve. I think everywhere else you can get away with, and you can mix it up, and you can combat different teams or get a way of playing. And I think in someone like Andre Gomez in that midfield, he can do both. He can take the ball and pass it. He can run and beat people. I think Gylfi can unlock defences when he's on. He's got to be at the top of his game. Garner's great at nicking things and picking pockets, but up front in that final third, that's what wins you. And that's why the two best teams in the Premier League at the moment score a lot of goals, because that's what they do. They've got plays in that final third that kill teams off.
Well, we've done a couple of lists, and so we've put down for keep. So Jordan Pickford, obviously, no problem.
This is more like ability for us, if Everton were to get into that top 6, 7, make it a real 7. Who is good enough to who we believe?
So Pickford, Mina, of course, Zuma, Keane.
I'm putting them as a 3 in terms of a squad. Now, people might argue the case, but then, like I've just said, Arsenal and United are in that top 6 now. I don't think their centre-backs are absolutely amazing.
No.
So I think, me personally, I think them 3 could do that.
Digne, Gomez, Bernard and Richarlison. There's a common thread running through most of those players.
That they're all new.
That most of them are new. Well, all of them are new for the last 2 seasons anyway.
Yeah. Me personally, I would say that's. I mean, is there anyone? First of all, is there anyone in there that you disagree with?
No, because I think any of them, even if you took the next step up, you would have them in your squad.
Yeah.
keen on this season's form. Obviously, he's been very, very good. Zuma, I think, has got the ability to be a squad player for any of the top. Well, he is, isn't he? He's Chelsea, but so I think they've all. I think Digne is a top player. Bernard, I think we're yet to see his full ability come out.
But you could see him in the top side. I think
you could. I think he'd be better in the top side.
Oh yeah.
I think he'd be much better. And Richarlison, I think, is 21. He's got the world at his feet. He really has. So I don't think you could disagree with any of those players whatsoever. I really don't. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. So the sell or replace. So Seamus Coleman is on the list.
Yeah, more of a replace for us going forward. I think he's been a fabulous. I've said this before. This isn't a hate on Seamus whatsoever, because he's been an amazing saving player for us, whatever you want to call him, and he's still got something to offer Everton, definitely. And if you were to buy me a right back who gets in, then Seamus would absolutely be on the bench as a replacement. Or what I want for Seamus is, I want the same with Baines and Dean. I want a right back to come in. If it's not John Joe at the moment, which it, as you mentioned in the final word, quite clearly it isn't at the moment, because he's not even getting on the bench. I want a right back to come in where Seamus thinks, if I lose my place here, I mightn't get this back. No, John Joe will come in for 2 games, but then I'm back in. So I think that's where we need. And if it was a Wan-Bissaka, or if it was someone around Europe who comes in and pushes Seamus, then yeah, I would have Seamus like the way we've got Baines.
It's a very sentimental thing with Coleman, isn't it? Very sentimental. Yeah. But players get to an age, and especially with an injury that's kept them out for a year, they get to an age where you've got to start looking at that replacement.
He's 30.
Which isn't necessarily old, but again, we spoke about this on the final word. It's the aspects that make him a player, such a good player. They're starting to dwindle and starting to be lost. And ultimately, he's not a great defender. He never has been a great defender. He's never had to be a great defender. When he hasn't been a good defender, we've always looked at him and gone, yeah, but look what he does offer us.
Yeah.
Which is what happens with a lot of fullbacks.
If you look at the reason why I'm mentioning his age is because he's just coming back from a really serious injury, which he did have. But at 30, you've got to still run up and down 80-yard sprints a lot of times in a game, especially at home, when the onus is on us to do it. It's a young man's job. That if Seamus Coleman had a right winger in front of him who terrorised defences and he didn't really have to push up, he'd probably still be very good, because when he did have to push up, he'd offer you that extra. But for us to go forward and really trouble those top, would any of the top sides come for him now?
No.
So we want to be part of them.
I mean, look at the top sides. I mean, Man City, they play with.
They've got Kyle Walker.
Who's what, 26, 27.
They've got Danilo, who's 26. Brazil.
Liverpool's Arnold's
is 20 or 21. They've got Klein, who's 26, isn't he, or something. So they've got a couple. Like Gomez has played out there for them, who's 20. So
Spurs have got
Trippier,
who's about 25.
Yeah, 25. They've got Aurier, who's 24, the French kid. They've also got Kyle Walker-Peters.
Arsenal have got what's his name? Bellerin. He's only like 24, 25 or something, and they've got the other kid who plays there as well, who's fast. United have got Dalot, is it?
Dalot, yeah. They've got Dalot. They've got I know Valencia's 30 odd, but he's still lightning for some reason. Built like a brick shit house. But they've got options as well. So to do that role,
but it doesn't help either.
Chelsea have had Victor Moses there. They've had Aspilicueta there.
It doesn't help either though if you haven't really got somebody who can take his place. So you get that point where it's when they are fatigued. Yeah. Who comes in and takes their place, and you get that's again it's a big problem. So I think that's definitely definitely an area where we need to look at. This video was taken from the Tuesday topic. To watch the full version of this video, get over to patreon.com/ToffeeTVEFC.